In 2020, the Kremlin released a pivotal document, the Basic Principles of State Policy of the Russian Federation on Nuclear Deterrence. It declared that nuclear deterrence could be used not only in response to a nuclear strike, but also in the face of any critical threat to the sovereignty or existence of the Russian Federation. 2 years earlier, President Vladimir Putin addressed the Federal Assembly with a warning the world could not ignore. He unveiled a new generation of strategic weapons, Avangard, Kinjal, and Zircon, and declared, "No defense system in the world can stop us." The message was clear. Russia's deterrence no longer relied solely on nuclear payloads, but on speed, precision, and strategic ambiguity. This report explores a potential crisis, one where Russia, believing its survival is in danger, might consider a preemptive strike on the White House as the ultimate expression of its doctrine of strategic deterrence. At the outset of modern warfare, the primary target is time. The GRU's elite sandworm unit executes a multi-stage operation, a supply chain intrusion that contaminates a legitimate software update. Using forged digital certificates, the malware slips past defenses. Inside, attackers move silently across networks using built-in tools like PowerShell and WMI. In the main phase, memory-resident worms are injected into NTP servers, manipulating clock discipline algorithms to induce variable time drifts of 10 to 250 milliseconds. The attack is precisely calibrated. Delays mimic normal traffic. Dynamic adjustments hide packet behavior, and in-RAM execution leaves no disk traces. The effects appear across critical systems. Radar errors exceed 1.5 kilometers and produce ghost targets. Link 16 timing collapses. Detection is delayed 15 to 30 minutes. Recovery requires full isolation and manual resynchronization to an atomic clock, 2 to 4 hours. This erosion of temporal integrity blinds and silences defenders, opening a decisive window for follow-on strikes. Solar storms create strategic unevenness, as Sun Tzu once advised. They disrupt GNSS and satellite links, corrupting sensor data and forcing manual verification. These interruptions cause critical delays in response and coordination. By timing attacks during solar events, Russia exploits this chaos, turning environmental disruption into battlefield advantage and paralyzing decision-making precisely when unity is most needed.
At 0010, Russia's multi-domain pressure campaign intensifies. Krasuka-4 electronic warfare systems actively degrade radar and satellite feeds, while S-400 batteries assume defensive positions. Simultaneously, cyber units flood networks with conflicting reports, and Orlan-10 drones conduct provocative flights near sensitive areas. This creates layered ambiguity. Each event is individually deniable, but collectively overwhelming. The deliberate sequencing forces manual verification, paralyzing automated systems and stretching decision cycles beyond the critical 30-minute window, perfectly setting the stage for the next escalation phase.
Russia's cleverly timed cyber attack on U.S. time infrastructure coincided with a peak solar storm. Result, ground-based and satellite radars were disrupted, forcing decision systems to revert to slower protocols. This golden window, 40% accuracy drop and threat detection time increased from 2 to 10 minutes, has made every second critical.
So if massive military exercises, cyber attacks, and solar storms are merely tools for strategic ambiguity,
and satellite or missile strikes remain the worst options, what solution remains? The answer lies in what we haven't seen coming. While America's gaze is fixed on the skies and cyberspace, the real threat emerges through the most mundane channels. Commercial shipping containers. Not carrying weapons, but disassembled drone components, precisely engineered to appear as innocent industrial parts. These components enter U.S. ports through routine cargo inspections, are transported to safe houses near the Capitol, and assembled into lethal swarms just miles from the White House. This isn't science fiction, it's the ultimate asymmetric warfare, turning global supply chains into weapons delivery systems while America remains distracted by digital and celestial deception.
At precisely 030, the coordinated drone swarm initiates its assault from concealed locations within a 3-kilometer radius. Utilizing nap-of-the-earth flight at just 15 meters altitude, the drones exploit urban radar blind spots, navigating through building corridors undetected. The attack employs 2 specialized drone types, Zala Lancet 3 loitering munitions for precision strikes against defensive systems, and modified DJI Matrice 300 drones creating overwhelming swarm patterns. This combination of military precision and commercial technology proves devastatingly effective. The Zala units execute sudden pop-up maneuvers at 3 kilometers, while the DJI swarm maintains constant low-altitude approach, a multi-level threat that saturates defensive capabilities. Within moments, explosive-equipped drones seal all White House exits, while electronic warfare units jam communications.
For 5 critical minutes, the heart of U.S. command is severed. No communications, no escapes. This isolation creates the perfect launch window for a decisive hypersonic strike from orbit. Yet even now, America's dead man switch protocols could trigger automated retaliation in these final moments. Here's where we reach the ultimate crossroads. Now we turn to you. What becomes of this standoff? Will Russia launch its avant-garde hypersonic missiles? Can U.S. forces activate emergency countermeasures in time? Or will an unforeseen variable rewrite this entire scenario? This geopolitical thriller continues in your comments.